You know, being a Sanji stan is like being in a long-term relationship. Sanji's that girlfriend that you really love at the beginning. You're going through the honeymoon phase. You guys are kissing and hugging, having a great time. You know, going on cute little dates and just really enjoying each other's company. And as time goes by, the flair and the romance slowly starts to die down a little bit. And you learn more about the character. You learn more about the girl. And you're kind of just coasting along. And then the fighting starts and the bickering starts. And you get annoyed with each other. And you spend a lot of time with each other. And you just learn about the things you hate about them and the things you love about them. And things are rocky for a while. And then after some time, you're just like, do I still want to be in this? Do I want to be in this? And then you think to yourself, you know, you look back on the memories and you're just like, yeah, that was nice. And oh yeah, she's great. And you know, maybe I should reconsider this. And let's do some pros and cons. So you do some pros and cons for Sanji, and you realize all these things you love about Sanji, and there may be some things that you're not a fan of, but at the same time, there's way more pros than there is cons. And then you decide, let's do something special. It's our 5th anniversary. Let's go to Hawaii, and the vacation is sensational. You have a great time. You're loving on each other, and all of a sudden, it seems like everything's back together. And then you learn something new that you realize, maybe I might spend the rest of my life with this woman. And that's what Wano is. Wano is a rebirth of the honeymoon period. Wano is Hawaii. Wano is love on the beach. Because now there's more for us to talk about with Sanji. Now there's a secret to his flames. We always thought there was a secret, but there's some conclusions that we had beforehand. And that's what we're talking about, the secret behind Sanji's flames, because Queen brought up a very interesting point. How does a human just burst into flames? How? At first, we thought it was just his passion at first, because that was mentioned in Thriller Bark. We saw Hell's Memories. Whenever Sanji's passionate, you can shout out to my boy Townsy as well. He just made a video explaining Sanji's flames, and his theory is that it's tied to his passion. And every time that you see Sanji fight, it's normally in a passionate state where he overcomes his enemy. Now, if you look back at the fact that Sanji's mother rescued his emotions as well, you realize that, wow, maybe that might be the case. But then a lot of people also thought, okay, what about Zoro's Ashura? Where does that come from? Is that a manifestation within his emotional state? Is that a manifestation of Haki? A lot of people theorize that it could be Haki, because we see Red Rock with Luffy. He didn't just eat the Marimara no Mi, so why is his fist turning into fire as well? So these are conclusions that we've all come up with. These are theories that we've all had. But I think there's something that's very interesting, and I think the monkey wrench in this all is the Lunarian, or Lunarian. Listen, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna call it Lunarian. Let's go with that. That is the race that we presume King is to be. This hidden race, this extinct race that lived on the Red Line, this fire-conjuring race. Now, there is a lot to unpack with Lunarians. There's a lot to unpack, but we're not going to go too far because I want to keep this on topic. We're talking about Sanji here. And I think one thing that we need to think about in general is what this new information means. Because think about what we've gotten in Wano. We learned about how Momo's fruit, which is just a copy of Kaido's fruit, and how it was made. Lineage factor. We know the fact that Sanji's raid suit is messing with his DNA. His body feels weird. There's a possibility that the exoskeleton that Niji, Ichiji, and Yonji and Reiju all had, it's possible that that's coming into fruition. However, again, lineage factors, modifications to devil fruits, they had Kaido's DNA. Kaido has been captured on multiple occasions. Is it possible that King was captured? Is it possible that they took some of his DNA? They took his lineage factor? And if Germa was part of that research group during that time where they were able to recreate that, do you think it's possible that that lineage factor could have been injected into Sanji? That could have been something that could be the reason why Sanji's flames are a thing? Because if you look at Ichiji, for example, in Whole Cake Island, and you look at when he attacked Sanji with the Henry Needle, the man conjured electricity without his raid suit through his knee, right? And this is no raid suit. So we know for a fact that they have some elemental affinity with each other. Look at Reiju. Look at the poison. There's affinities there. They're taking lineage factors and genetically modifying these bodies to be aligned with certain elements. So if that's the case, I believe, and I think this might be the explanation, because again, Queen mentioned there has to be an explanation. This doesn't make sense. Are you part Lunarian or Lunaranian? I swear I'm going to mess this up every time. If that's the case, I believe either Vegapunk, Judge, or all of them combined, figured out how to get the lineage factor of this extinct race, which is probably extremely rare, ironically was put in Sanji for whatever reason. And Sanji has that. And that's something that he's slowly being able to pull out through his emotions, because maybe his emotions has been the trigger. But if he had actually been genetically modified to his full capacity, just like his brothers and his sister, maybe the full potential of his Lunarian DNA can be part of his transformation. So let's get into what this could mean. So this is the theory I'm hanging my hat on. I believe that Lunarian DNA, lineage factor, injected into Sanji, the fact that he put on the race multiple times is unlocking the dormant modifications that have been within him that the medicine is probably holding back, and now is showing him his full potential. So this is how I think this is going to play out. Sanji puts on the raid suit again. When Sanji puts the raid suit on again, it's going to change something even more than it was before. And I think he's going to do a special attack to defeat Queen. But in that special attack, his flames will be hotter. They'll be larger. They'll encompass more of his body. And if you look at King, for example, look at his lunar... oh my God. The moon people. I'm not doing this anymore. Look at the moon people's... This doesn't sound right. Listen, this is probably the most unprofessional video I've ever done, but we're going to go through it. Lunarian. If you look at how he is conjuring his flames, the flames are all over his body. Over his wings, arms, everything, right? But he's wearing a suit. Why is he wearing a suit? Why is he hiding himself? My belief, and this is my headcanon, this is my theory, that his entire body is engulfed in flames, and I think that suit is special. I think the flames can seep out of the suit, but I think overall it's hiding his actual, full flame body self. I think that's really what it is. Now, obviously there's a body in there, but I think he can conjure his flames all around him. So I think in this case, I think Sanji's going to lock something like that, because we've already seen a hint of that in Hell's Memories. Now, with Hell's Memories, it coats outside of his body, but what I'm seeing here is, if you look at the way Diable Jambe is, it's coating his entire leg. His entire leg is coated in flames and sparks and just bright lights. I think that's going to be Sanji's literal full body transformation. I'm literally calling it now. Human Torch Sanji is coming. This is crazy. I know it's crazy, but I see it coming. I see it coming. It's going to happen. And when it does, I want you to remember I said it, but I'm pretty sure a lot of other people are saying it. So let me not just take credit for something that everyone is assuming. But if that's the case, what does that mean? Well, one, any part of Sanji is now a problem. He doesn't use his hands to fight, but that's fine, because if he can conjure fire, maybe he can do some kick blasts. Maybe he can, if he kicks, instead it's like a line of fire that kicks. Maybe he can just propel himself with fire and fly with fire, kind of like Fire Lord Ozai. Maybe Sanji becomes a firebender. Maybe he's just like Azula and kicks fire. I mean, honestly, the possibilities are endless. But add that on top of the exoskeleton that would probably be reawakened from the genetic modifications of the Vinsmokes. So you have exoskeleton Vinsmoke Sanji with the raid suit capabilities and full body Diable Jambe, Devil Sanji. Son, the possibilities are endless here. So we know what the secret is. This is my assumption of what the secret is. The secret is this lineage factor, Lunarian. A lot of people are thinking that as well, but I think we can take it a step farther, because if that's the case, one, think about the story implications of what that could be. So we already know about the story implications of the lineage factor with Kaido and the artificial devil fruit. Lunarians are extinct. Lunarians were probably Whitebeard confirmed it. Lunarians were around before the Void Century. They lived on top of the Red Line before Mary Joa. Think about when Vegapunk arrives. I genuinely believe Vegapunk will either be at the end of Wano or after Wano. He's going to run into Sanji after defeating Queen. He's going to reveal, you were given Lunarian DNA. Let me explain to you where that comes from. Let me explain to you when we got that. Or maybe we get a flashback. I think Sanji and Vegapunk, to me, is almost, I don't want to say a foregone conclusion, but I think like Sanji interacting with Vegapunk because of his Vinsmoke ties, I think there's going to come in handy, because again, the Vinsmokes are still around. We don't know what they're doing right now. We don't know what Germa's doing. But if there's anyone that can relate to Vegapunk outside of Frankie, and that's not even Vegapunk's history. If there's someone that can relate to Vegapunk's history, It is a member of the family that used to be part of his original research team with Caesar, Queen, Judge, Vegapunk. So the secret behind these flames are going to have greater implications than just a power, than just a ability buff for Sanji. I think it's going to be story implications. I think Sanji, King, Lunar Ryan, lineage factor, it's all coming together. We got a lot of lineage factor stuff in this arc. Sanji seems to be playing a bigger role than we all thought, just in general from a story perspective. Because I remember in one of my last videos, I thought Sanji's character arc was complete. There's still more to come. There's still more to come, because what if it's the case that Sanji realizes the sacrifice his mother made, and even if it might have been in vain, it might be for the better? And have we ever thought about what that could do to him? Remember what that modification did to the brothers and the sisters of the Vinsmoke. It took their emotions away. Now, I don't think Sanji's going to lose his emotions, but what if he has a slight change? What if he's not as perverted as he used to be? What if he's a little bit more drawn back? What if it's a case where Sanji's still the same kind-hearted, loving Sanji, but his perversion takes a back seat? All of a sudden, everyone's looking at Sanji like, what's happening, bro? Why are you so calm? Do you not see Nami and Robin in the bikini? What's happening? Where's the nosebleeds? What's going on? Where's the gags? Now, I don't think Oda would do that. That'd be a cop-out. The Japanese audience would be devastated. But there's a lot of things that this DNA can do. This is definitely a DNA thing. This is definitely a lineage factor thing. This is definitely. This Vinsmoke genetic modification is coming through now. And you guys better be ready. My belief, I don't think it changes the emotions. But again, it's the key to his Lunar Ryan-esque abilities. I think we're getting human towards Sanji, like I mentioned. Exoskeleton's coming back. And I think we're going to see a whole new level of Sanji's fighting style. Are you excited? Because I couldn't be. Being a Sanji fan right now is absolutely sensational. Take care. Yo, everybody, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe here to get the latest from the channel. Also, check out some other videos that might suit your specific tastes.